Welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thank you for hanging out with me today on your busy day. I know you guys are busy, so the fact that you'll take the time out of your day to hang out with me on my channel means the world. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. Obviously, by the title of the video, you guys know a little bit about what this is gonna be about. I bought a new boat, guys, and it's a small boat. And here's the reason why I bought it. Number one, I wanna try to duck hunt by myself, and I need gear to do it. Number two, my pudgy little self is getting tired of paddling on a kayak. It's so hard to film for you guys on a kayak because I have to paddle and it's such a small area and it's such a small space, and I can't really give you guys the content during the spring and the summertime of fishing that I would like to bring you on a kayak. It's really tough. These guys that go out and film their entire YouTube channel on kayaks, I tip my hat to you guys because it's tough. It is very hard. So I'm selling the old kayak. I'm selling the old Ascend FS 128T kayak, and I have upgraded to this. This is a 12-foot W. I think that stands for 12-foot wide. It's a 12-foot extra wide boat, 12 foot in length, from Tracker. This is a 2017 model. I did buy it used. I didn't buy it brand new. Obviously, you can tell there's a bunch of dings and dents and stuff in there. Bought it off of some guys in South Carolina, actually some really young kids. And if you're watching the video, thanks. I got a good buy on the boat and the trailer. I've got a 8 horsepower Mariner motor on this thing, and I know you guys are probably like, wow, a Mariner? That's kind of odd to put on like a John boat or something like that, but I got the motor at an incredible price because I actually bought that motor with another 10-foot John boat that I'm going to be doing some camouflage stuff on to duck hunt and fish some small ponds around the area. So I've got the 12-foot boat, green. I've got all the stickers. It was stickered out. Like every square inch of this thing had stickers on it. And me and a good buddy Trent, we peeled all the stickers off, and it was just a flat, just Joe Blowed, plain old John boat, as plain as you can daggum get it. And kind of from the front of the boat to the back of the boat, I'm gonna kind of tell you guys a little bit about it. When I got it, had to add a trailer jack on here, so that's a brand new trailer jack. I did have to redo all the wiring on the trailer. The trailer, as you can tell, is a lot bigger than the John boat is, but I don't mind that because it's a galvanized trailer, which means it's gonna last. It's heavy duty, and it's got the bigger tires on it, which a lot of the John boat trailers nowadays do not have that. So that's a positive that I like. That's why I decided not to sell the boat or sell the trailer. I decided to keep it. Starting up here at the front, obviously I've got a section here for my running light. So I've got my front kind of pole green and red lights that go down right here in this little area. Had to drill a hole here, run the wiring through the back. I added a 14-inch spotlight LED light bar up here on the front. I picked this up at Harbor Freight. A lot of guys told me I could probably have got them on Amazon for a little bit cheaper. I think I paid about 60 bucks for that light bar. But dude, I'm telling you, this light bar is bright. And I'm gonna show you guys, once I get back to the panel, the electrical panel, I'll turn it on and I'll let you guys come up here and kind of take a look at how bright this thing is. So up front, we've got running light up front so I can run it at night. We've got the spotlight LED light bar up front. Right here, I've got my paddles. I actually kept my paddle right here from my kayak. I have them broke down and I've got them kind of bungee corded onto the side of the John boat. Just in case your motor breaks down, you don't want to be stranded. I don't want to have to paddle this thing, but it's one of those things. It's always good to have. My uncle actually gave me this Husky box, which is actually pretty dang cool. Show you guys here. So on the inside, I've got my whistle, life jackets, throw cushion, some tools, electrical stuff, electrical tape, just your normal odd and end type stuff that somebody would expect to see on a boat, and some things that would be good to have on a boat. I did add these 2 seats on here, and these are swivel seats. And let me show you a little bit about how I mounted these. I'm not a big fan of drilling holes in my John boat because I don't like doing that. So what I did is I bought these quick attach. If you guys can see this, it's like a quick attach style mount that is made for John boat seats. And what I did is I took a tree stand tree strap that goes to a safety harness, and I looped it around, ran it up under the hull, or up under this metal seat, and then looped it to the other side. And then you have a buckle kind of similar to this buckle here where you can cinch it down. That way this thing doesn't go anywhere, and I didn't have to drill any holes in the boat to mount it. And I've also got one in the back. This one here you can see a little bit better. So there's the buckle. Here's the section that you would pull here to kind of tighten it up, and it just loops around, goes up under this seat, and comes out on the back side and loops and does the exact same thing. So you guys can tell that this thing is not going anywhere at all. So I'm kind of impressed that I actually came up with that idea on my own. There's people that were doing it on YouTube, and honestly I came up with the idea before I got on YouTube to look at different ways to mount those John boat seats, which I'm proud of. I'm glad I come up with that. So back here on the back, I guess I'm gonna go around it. I've got a Minn Kota 30-pound thrust trolling motor. Picked this thing up from a guy on Facebook Marketplace. It was brand new in the box. I gave the guy 30 bucks for it. He was moving to Montana to go be with his kids or something like that, and he was like, I just got to get rid of it. So I gave him 30 bucks for the Minn Kota trolling motor. It's mounted on the back here. You can take it on and off really easy. So I'm excited to have that because, like I said, I've got that other 10-foot John boat that I'm going to probably be putting this on and off of depending on the type of water that I'm hunting or fishing on. The boat did come with a 3-gallon gas tank, which, like I said, is hooked up to the 8-horsepower Mariner, which is essentially a Yamaha motor, which is a big reason why I bought this, because it is such a just simple motor. And look how clean this motor is. Just super clean. And the motor, from what the guy that I bought it from, what he told me is that he bought it from, here I go trying to get, there we go. He bought it from one of his friends who had a yacht. Yeah, I'll never know that kind of money, but had a yacht and had a dinghy on the back of it, and this was the motor that was on that dinghy, and apparently it never got used. So it's almost it's obviously not a brand new motor, but it's almost a brand new motor because it's never been ran. Like, the paint hasn't even really been wore off the prop back here yet, so I'm excited about that. Let's see, what's next. We've got the rear running light. So I did have to drill a hole here. So I drilled a hole, put that mount in. So you've got the pole that comes up with the white light, you know, for running it at night. I've got a battery box that has everything. All of my electronics are ran to this battery. And I actually took it out and test drove it today, and I'm gonna have to break down and buy a marine battery. The battery came with the boat, and I was hoping I'd be able to use it, but it's just not pulling enough. It should be good for, my necklaces are messed up. It should be good for like my electronics on, like my GPS and stuff like that, but for a trolling motor, I think I'm gonna have to break down and buy like an actual marine battery, which is kind of unfortunate because those things are expensive. So make sure you subscribe to the video so that maybe I can eventually afford to buy a good battery. So moving all around through here, I took my mount that was on my kayak for a fish finder, and this is like a quick attach style thing that you usually see on a kayak, but I ran it through, there's like a hole, or like I guess a place where you would put oars or something on this John boat, and I just ran a bolt up through it and then ran it through here. So now the idea is when I'm going down the lake, obviously the arm is a little flimsy, so I can't run it when I'm running wide open down the lake, but when I get into some shallower water and I'm just putting around, I can swing it over and then put that straight down like that, and then obviously this is going to be turned, this will be turned over here like that, kind of facing me, so that way I can look and see how deep it is, or I can look and see how deep the crappie are at. The Garmin Fish Finder GPS combo type deal, hooked up right there, all set and good to go. I'm working on this side because this next thing is going to be easier to show you from over here. Now, all the electrical stuff I did on the boat. Like I said, this was just a plain old John boat, empty, nothing on it whenever I got it. So right here, I did a kind of a breaker box, if you guys can tell, and it's got these rubber coated switches on it. And basically this top switch here runs my nighttime running light, so my front green and red light and my rear white light, that turns them on and off, so that's off. And then this button here turns on the front spotlight. And we're gonna go up here and I'm gonna let you guys see just how bright this LED light bar is. And then, you know, this is obviously during the daytime, you just kind of see all those LEDs are lit up. And from what I can tell, there's like 4 LEDs on the outside of the bar that is like your actual spotlight beam. And then you have actual LEDs on the front that kind of acts like almost like a floodlight. It's almost like a floodlight, I guess, where it's just, you know, kind of just throws a broad beam. And then the ones on the outside of your actual, you know, spotlights. And you get a lot of depth in it. So that's awesome. I'm excited about the light bar. I like the light bar. So that operated that switch. I'll walk you back over here on this side. I've got 2 more switches on the other side. The top one operates a bilge pump. In case I take on a little bit of water, I want to be able to suck the water out. The next switch is just an empty switch. It's just a random switch. If I get excited one day and say I want to add something else to this John boat, I have the connection to where I just got to run my positive and negative to it, flip the switch, and then it works. The idea was that maybe one day I would run like internal LED lights on the inside of the boat for crappie fishing. It would just help illuminate the inside better. But it's just a little bit of work right now that I don't want to do. And maybe in the future I'll do it. The next thing, this is technically the last thing I guess, is I went to Ollie's. I don't know if you guys are from around here, you probably have heard of the store called Ollie's. I think their slogan is like good stuff cheap or something like that. But I went in there and they had these truck bed mats. So like this is the mats that you lay down, they're thick rubber mats that you lay down in the bed of your truck. They actually had some of those there and they were cheap. Go figure. And what I did is I kind of laid the mats down and kind of traced out the area that I needed to cut. And then I took a skill saw. Well, actually, I didn't take a skill saw. My grandpa helped me. I can't take all the credit for that. And we cut it to fit. So that way you've got more of a cushioned sound versus straight metal. So if you drop something, hopefully you can, you know, get away with a little bit of noise reduction, and it's going to help when you're sitting on top of a crappie hole, moving around, dropping sinkers, this, that, and the other. Might not spook the fish that's up under you. So this is kind of a hybrid setup, how I have it right now. I've got it set up so that I can take it and go crappie fishing in some of these smaller lakes around my house where you have a motor restriction. And I've heard there's some really, really good crappie fishing on those lakes. They're just a little out of reach for me and my paddling distance on that ginormous kayak. But with a motor, son, I'm gonna be able to get to just about anywhere in this area where there's a fish at. If there's a crappie in this area, I'm gonna be able to get to it. So I've got that for that aspect. Also, instead of taking my kayak all the way up to Tennessee, that's a lot of work toting that thing around, I'm just gonna pull this bad boy. I gotta get some new tires on it. But once I get some new tires on it, I'm gonna be pulling it to Tennessee to go up there and do some crappie fishing, bass fishing, cat fishing, a little bit of everything. So super duper extra excited about it. I don't really know of anything else to do to it. I've rigged up just about everything I know how to rig up, other than like the folding blind, the scissor blinds, I think is what it's called, for duck hunting. Obviously you guys know I'm not that big of a duck hunter, but I would like to do it in between, like, I guess during the daytime after deer season. So I don't know if I'm going to put a scissor blind on it. I don't think I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm that dedicated. Maybe in the future if I fall in love with it a little bit more. Really and truly, I just want this to get me to and from some places to duck hunt, and using it in the summertime to fish and try to catch some crappie and maybe some bass and especially some catfish. So super excited about it. If you guys know If you guys know of anything else I should do to the John boat, comment down below and tell me, because I've kind of sat here and stared at it and watched it grow old, trying to think of new stuff that I can do to it. I do have a problem with it though, and hopefully you guys can help me. I know what will solve the problem. I took it for a test drive today and it won't plane out. It rides a wheelie across the water. Clearly there's too much weight in the back. I've got it's only a 3-gallon fuel tank, and right now the battery is really only like it's like a lawnmower battery. It's not even like a marine battery, so it's not too heavy of a battery. And then I've got myself. But I added the seat up here. I added this dry box up here that has a lot of stuff in it. And I also added the LED light bar, my paddle, and all that stuff is up front, but I still cannot get it to plane out. And I feel like I could get a little bit faster and go about 14 to 15 miles an hour if I could just get it to, you know, plane out and just go straight instead of, you know, riding a wheelie across the water. So if you know of something that I can do to rearrange this and to get some weight up front to help me plane out, comment down below and let me know, because I've thought about it and I just don't know how to do it. So I'm kind of stuck and lost for words at that point. But the motor runs great. It ran good today. It crunk up every time I pulled the handle on it, which was nice. Really and truly, that's about all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of walk around tour of my new boat. If you guys got any ideas of what I can do to it different, comment down below. I want to know. I like hearing your guys' ideas. But until next time, I'm going to end today's video. If you enjoyed, I know this is a little different video from some of the other stuff that I've been doing, but if you enjoyed today's video, maybe you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button in the top left corner up here. It means the world to me, trying to grow this thing to 100,000 subscribers, and I can only do it with your help. So thank you for watching my material, watching my content. Means the world to me. So I'm gonna end the video. If you like what I got going on, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang that everybody asks you to do at the end of it. Means the world to me. And until next time, I'll be sure to bring you guys along on my next video. Thanks for watching.